Y'all know me, man. Y'all know me already. I don't really like to review the View because I really think sometimes that their opinion is very, very strange. But, um, honestly, the View brings in views, and they had something to say about Caitlin Clark, and I'd like to bring that to the people. Let's see. Let's tune into the video and see what's going on out here in these views.
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark, because she's the breakout star of the WNBA right now with the highest salary in league history. Yeah. And a $28 million endorsement deal from Nike. And in a new article in the LA Times about her success, sports journalist Jamel Hill.
That is a hard one, though.
It's
every time I say her name, it's a hard.
My lips just failed. I felt them start and then.
Jamala Hill? What?
And it was like really. So let me try it again. Jamel Hill.
Yes.
Jamel Hill. That's not hard to say. That's not really hard to say.
Compares Clark to Steph Curry for being relatable to fans, but claims the fact that she's a straight white woman plays a big role in the hype around her. It's not the numbers that she puts on the scoreboard. So I want to point something out. She is the NCAA's all-time leading scorer of men and women. In February, she broke the women's record. In March, she broke Pistol Pete Maravich's 3,667 point record. She's had more 30-point games than anyone in the past 25 years.
Yeah.
Man, for real, man. Let's give it up for Caitlin Clark. For real, man. For real. Caitlin Clark is a hooper. She is a certified hooper. She knows how to hoop. And all due respect to her, she's been killing it. And nothing but good things to say. She's the face of the WNBA. She has been the face of the WNBA before she even stepped into the WNBA. That's how good she is. She's her. She's her. Shout outs to Caitlin Clark, man.
Okay. She holds a single season 3-point record for women. She's the Big Ten's all-time leader in assists. Now, listen, when people say stuff like that, that's like people saying, oh, you only got into this Ivy League college because you're black, or you only got this because of this. This girl earned this. I'm sorry. There are great players, but nobody else has done this. So I'm not mad that they gave her basketball, but I will suggest to Wilson that one of the things they might want to do, Wilson is the people who make the basketball.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, we could suggest that in, what is the word? To honor the women who play in the WNBA, maybe they should do a series of balls.
Yeah. I
And please, do not make
a series of basketballs for women. They probably already have that. These people don't watch basketball, man. These people, I can tell already, these people don't watch basketball. They don't play basketball. Why are they giving their opinion on basketball then? What are y'all talking about? What are you talking about, Whoopi?
them pink. Okay, they don't need to be pink. Just make them regular basketballs, because there are some ordinary players. Is part of the reason that people are now paying attention. I'm telling you, I'm having the hardest time today.
You sound like me on a Monday.
Yeah. The people are mentioned to the WNBA. WNBA. Okay.
Let me take this.
Please.
Yeah. Take the mic, please. Take the mic. Take the mic. This is why the women NBA does not get views, because women do not watch the women NBA, bro. Only men watch the women NBA. Only men really pay pay attention to basketball. Some women do too, obviously, but the majority of people who tune into basketball are men. It's just a fact.
I can't do this anymore.
No, I think what Jamel Hill was saying is important. We need to identify communities that have not gotten the spotlight. Paige Buckers from UConn gave an amazing SB speech about 2 years ago, giving her award essentially to the Black women that preceded her, saying, although they won 80% here, they got less than half the coverage. All of those things can be true. I think Clark's too much beyond her statistics because a number is not biased. It just is what it is. But I think that she's also been good about addressing those who came before her. She knows that, like Maya Moore, her idol, came before her. She's been very reverent in saying, it was all these women that opened it up and built the sport, and she's taking it a little further. It also can't be forgotten that she came from Iowa, and I say that not just as a proud Iowan, but Caitlin Clark could have gone to a much better basketball program. She made a deliberate choice to build a program. A lot of times people talk about a GOAT being only if you have rings. Caitlin knew going into her choice at Iowa that she was going to be building a program under the tutelage of Coach Bluter. And she took pride so much. So although everyone got it.
Now, this is a woman who seems like she knows what she's talking about. Honestly, I can't disagree with nothing she's talking about. Iowa was definitely not known for their sports, especially when it came to women's sports. And she made them have a face. Like, everybody was tuned into Iowa because of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark was that big time. She was bringing in numbers, no doubt about it. And it's just the truth. It's just the truth. She could have went to Kentucky. She could have went to Duke. She could have went to one of those Ivy League schools, but she chose to go to Iowa, and she did her thing with that. She did her thing.
On the Caitlin Clark train eventually, Iowa was so thirsty and hungry for a player they could follow and believe in, and you felt like you were a part of it. So that was the beginning of this gusto. LSU, UConn, all these amazing programs. It's like we're back in national. Cool. Yeah, we were there last year too. You know, like, so they didn't have quite the same as the I program had, and that's part of the reason Caitlin Clark has also been such a big deal.
Look, I remember I played basketball with my dad in Harlem when I was 5 years old. So I remember loving the game, and the game not necessarily loving women back, right?
At all.
And the WNBA started in 1996. Games played in 1997. It's 2024, and we're just really now talking about it. And so if
that's majority the reason because women don't really care for sports in that type of way. Also, women don't really watch sports as much as men do. And obviously the men like to see men play. I mean, that's just honest. Can we be honest here? We're not going to be tuning into women's basketball if men are playing basketball. I mean, we want to see the big excitement. We want to see our competition. And that's why we do it. It has nothing to do with women not being good or women not being visible or us not just wanting to watch women, because we definitely was watching Caitlin Clark this year. We was definitely watching her. Angel Reese, we was watching Angel Reese too. Shout out to Angel Reese. But certainly we was not watching no WNBA. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see not one game. Not one game. I only tuned into Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I'll be honest with you. So, but it's playoff time right now. And I'm watching every game pretty much. If I'm not watching every game, I'm watching the highlights. It just hits different. And everybody knows this. I don't know why people are acting so delusional, but let's continue.
If Caitlin Clark is the vehicle that will bring this sport that I have loved so much and so long little 5-year-old girls playing in Harlem, I say yes, bravo.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. With that being said, I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. And we have to acknowledge that. And so the part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, you know, why did she have to go to play in
Because
Russia?
they wouldn't pay
Because
her.
they wouldn't pay.
This is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. How? She's 100% better of a player than Brittany Griner ever was. And she's in college. Believe it or not. There's not even any comparison. Brittany Griner came. We heard about her playing, and I believe she played for, I don't want to say the name wrong, but I remember when Brittany Griner was playing in college, and she was getting in the headlines because she was the tallest on the court. She was this, she was that. Oh, First Lady dunks. She's the first ever woman to dunk. Like, people were going crazy. I remember. And she was still not even that good. She was not. She was not that good. She's still not that good, obviously, compared to men. But compared to women, she's probably phenomenal to y'all. She's probably great. Kudos. But Caitlin Clark, to even men, we look at her and say, dang, all right, she's a hooper for real, for real. She's a hooper. She's about her buckets. She's changing the game. Y'all have never seen anything like this. And y'all are comparing her to Brittany Griner? Brittany Griner, who just went to Russia, got locked up for a few months, had to beg President Biden to send them back. We exchanged her for the man who took out so many lives on the street. A hit man, an assassin to Russia. We exchanged her for him. What do they call him? A Russian merchant of death? This is who we're comparing Caitlin Clark to. Does Brittany Griner even play basketball anymore?
They wouldn't pay, not
they're
because she was
independently-
black, but because they didn't believe in the WNBA.
This is part of my point. So
Yeah.
now, you know, Caitlin Clark is bringing this money, we hope, into the league, and other players will benefit from it. But I do think that she is more relatable to more people because she's white, because she's attractive. And unfortunately, there still is that stigma of against the LGBTQ plus community, 70% LGBTQ plus community. And we have to do something about that stigma in this country. I think that people have, who cares? Great athletes.
Well, you can't tell them.
What? I don't think you understand. They're great athletes to you. To you. To you. But not to us. And that's just the honest truth. I mean, she is definitely great in her own way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, she won't get a bucket on somebody. But we're talking about the comparison of Brittany Griner to Caitlin Clark. Brittany Griner is not even a GOAT. She's not even a GOAT in the WNBA, or maybe in college. She played for Baylor. That's who she played for. She was not even a GOAT. Maybe in college, but for the WNBA, no. No, we're still talking about Lisa Leslie, Maya Moore, Caitlin Clark now. People that we actually think are hoopers. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not because she's gay or lesbian. That's not that good. She's not bringing in numbers. What y'all talking about?
She's a lesbian. Well, it's not like you look over and go, oh, there's one. You don't know.
They're pretty open in the league, and I'm happy that. But
I also think history of people who go into sports where maybe they're underrepresented and being phenomenal and it being good for the sport. You think of Tiger Woods going into the PGA, became a phenomenon, an icon, built up the sport even more than it was Serena Williams in tennis. And then with like Caitlin Clark, for me, I actually am not a big basketball fan, but I love, or I don't know sports. I wish I knew sports. I like to follow what people are talking about. I like knowing what people are. And now I'm engaged in it. She drew me in. It had nothing to do with her skin color. It had to do with, it's so fun to watch. It's excellent. It's fantastic. And now I'm like a WNBA fan. I'm gonna get like a go sports.
I mean, even Dawn Staley, though.
There you go. And that's how you build it. That's how you build it. I'm done talking about them, man. I'm done talking about them. Shake my head, man. Shake my head. That's how you do it, though. You build off of this momentum. Build better players. Build more eye-catchy players. That's how you will build the WNBA. You can't just expect everyone to just get drawn into people that are not entertaining. They're not entertaining. That's just the honest truth. But man, shout outs to Caitlin Clark, man. Shout outs to Caitlin Clark. Shout outs to all those WNBA players that are killing it, you know, that we do tune into sometimes. Shout outs to Angel Reese. Shout outs to the women's college basketball that did numbers this year. Shout outs to them. I can't tell y'all enough, man. I don't watch the WNBA, but I surely did watch women's college basketball last year.